Okay, great. We'll go ahead and get started, Council President Stoller, if that's all right. Just keep in mind that for the next about 10 minutes, we have a work session, then we'll move formally into our council meeting. But tonight, really the only agenda item for the work session that I wanted to brief you guys on and to answer any questions that you might have. And Megan Schaefer's here as well, and she's been kind of our point person, if you will, on the READI grant. So I know I sent an email to you guys some time ago, and we had mentioned that we were going to work with Indianapolis, Noblesville, Carmel, and Madison County on an application for the READI grant. For those of you that aren't familiar with the READI grant, this was a legislative item this last budget year where they allotted, I believe, $250 million, or maybe more, $500 million, I believe, of funding from the state, where regions can apply for up to $50 million for regional improvements to their area. So originally, there was a discussion that was had about the entire region coming together and proposing one kind of vision, if you will, or one application for all of central Indiana. As I sat down with mayors from around the central Indiana area, there was a general agreement that many of them had already started having discussions with smaller sub-regions, if you will. So like the I-74 corridor was considering doing something. Folks out in Hendricks County, they were considering doing something different. And so instead what occurred is you have 4 different applications currently for central Indiana, all focusing on a variety of things. What we decided to focus on primarily was the White River. And so what has transpired to this point, because this is a really fast timeline that the state has put out there, is that Megan Schaefer and Megan Baumgartner sit on a working group with staff members from all of the other stakeholders involved, and they've been trying to identify and put together a process that would allow each community to basically put their best projects forward, and then there would be a selection process for which projects would actually end up in the application for the READI grant. We've also originally, with the initial announcement, was an application for a planning grant. So we applied for a $50,000 planning grant to help offset some of the costs associated with pulling this project together in such a short timeline. As of today, where we sit, communities are submitting their applications, their ideas to the broader working group. Beyond just communities submitting their ideas, there are also other stakeholders that have the opportunity to submit their ideas or their projects, and I believe that's going on as well. Is that fair, Megan? And really we hope probably in the next week or two to solidify our application. Know that the applications are due by August 31st. As of right now, I'm not before you asking for any additional funding for this. We really hope that we can identify private investment that's occurring to be the match for this project from the city's perspective. So we're working through that as we speak, but know that it's primarily focused on the White River. I can't tell you specifically what those projects are yet because we haven't received all the applications from all the communities. Since we announced, there have been a number of other communities that have asked to come be a part of our process. So Zionsville is now a part of our READI grant, as well as Greenwood. And so trying to identify projects that make sense for all those people will be a little bit of art and a little bit of science as we move forward. But my hope is to have a draft of the application for all of you to review probably mid to late August. Is that fair, Megan? Do you guys have any questions about the READI grant as in general, or anything that we can talk about specifically regarding Fishers? It's really more of just an update at this point. Jocelyn? Just
a quick question. Are you able now to share with us a little bit about where the potential application would be from the city of Fishers?
It would be on the White River. We're looking at a couple different options. 96 in Allisonville would be one, as well as potentially a crossing over the White River, depending upon where Carmel would want to see that and where Fishers would want to see it, but some sort of crossing over the White River, a pedestrian crossing. I should clarify, not a motor vehicle crossing. So those are kind of the 2 projects that I would say would be of interest for Fishers.
Thanks.
Yep. Other questions? Like I said, I hope to have more to update you guys later in August when all of these applications come in, and we can provide you guys some more answers at that time. But I know it's something that's in the media, it's something that's been talked about, and I wanted to make sure you guys were aware.
Thank you for the update.
Yep, I think that's really it. We have about 5 minutes before we
As
start.
I say, we have 5 minutes
Yeah.
to, before we start the meeting.